Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you how I made this crazy shape. Okay, and so this is the rombic triacontahedron. And so, and to make it, this is a little bit tricky to make in one color. So instead, I'm going to show you how to do it with two colors, which is a little bit easier. So you leave a fair amount because I only need something like 18 bubbles here. And so let me begin. So we got a little mini bubble, and then the rest of the bubbles should all be essentially the same. And so we're looking at, I'm going to start with 7 big bubbles. They're about an inch bubble. Try to be as consistent as you can, but you know, whatever. And so you make 6, or you take the last 6 and you turn them, and then this little mini bubble you make, let it go. And so essentially you have to make a bunch of these. So there's another one, and then there's 2 that are slightly different color. And this is where the fun begins, because I use the colors to help see what's going on. And so what I need to do is, in a very precise way, connect these by looking at linking 2 of the bubbles and turning them into a double bubble. Okay, like this. And so what's going to happen is I am going to make 2 more bubbles here. And push it through here, like so. Just a minute, is that what I want to do? Actually, you know what, I'm going to hold off on that one. And I think what I'm going to do is this one first. I'm going to put these 2 through. That one here. Let's hope that's the correct choice. Okay. Right. Okay, and so essentially now I'm going to join another blue one to the party, and it's going to go here, like so. Making another double bubble, and this is the one that's going to go 2 through the other. Through the loop around. Okay. And then this guy is going to go right here. So essentially, I'm just trying to find spots where to put these things through. Okay, and so you see I'm on my 4th one, and this one I have to join here. So these 2 bubbles make a double bubble. And then my final going 2 through is now this guy, and so I do these 2 bubbles, and now pop them through here. Okay, and so what you'll see is this funny shape where you have 2 guys in the middle more so, and then 2 of them on the outside. And so these are designed so that I redo the little mini bubbles and just sort of connect them through the doubles here. And so that goes to here. And this one goes over to here and through. And then this guy through here. And then finally, and this is actually almost half the structure. Well, it is half the structure, I guess. And so you end up with a kind of a main rhombus where every one of those little hexagons contributes one of these. And then you end up with 5 here, like so. And then here, only 3 and 3. And so there's a little, it seems like it's asymmetric, but now the fun really begins, okay? And so here, what I'm gonna do is, let me just triple check this in my head and make it like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, small, whatever. 2, 3, and now 4. Over to this guy. 1, 2, 3, and here 1, 2, 3. And finally here 1. And then this guy comes through here. And so I made the opposite square. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm going to make this again, this central square. And I've got to now construct these kinds of 3 kind of hexagons now. And so this one's going to come along out this way, and this one's going to go around that one. And so each of these are actually kind of going to take the place of these connections here. So let's start with the pinks. I'm making a double bubble. This will eventually be a 3 here. And then, did I do this right? Oh no, I didn't. Because that's a double bubble here, which means that has to be a double bubble. Okay, I can do this. So what it means is I'm going to go this way. I've got to make a bubble here, and then another bubble. And then this has to become a double bubble, okay? And so I'm going to have to push this one together with this one, and then zip it around. And I think I just undid another bubble. These 2. Okay. And so now, that's my little one that's going to come there. And so I'm going to make another one here. A bubble here. And so that one is going to come here. And come back. And so there's my hexagon. And I'll do the same with this one. 1, roll it in. Oh, I gotta roll it the other way. Another bubble. Here's my double bubble. Push it here. Roll that guy up. Now, one more here. And then I'm going to connect this guy up here. And you know what? Tell you what, I'm going to roll this one down through. And, oh, just to lock it a bit better this time. Okay, and so this guy's going to go up there. And so there's my 2 hexes of that color. And so now I've just had to make this, these last ones here. And that is going back down this bubble here. I'm going to roll that in. connect it over here. Make it a little bit tighter. This is going to be my double bubble here. And so I have to roll that guy in here. And then I just need to make a little bubble. And I believe this guy is going to go right here. And its hex is done, and now it's going to connect up to this guy. And so my final act is to finish off this guy. And so now I just got to remember to come down here. I've got a double bubble. Come down here. And now I gotta make my double bubble to there. And my final little mini bubble goes through this last one here. And so essentially it's gonna now just require finishing this off. Making these nice and perpendicular. And so this little blue guy, I'm just gonna make a bubble here and pop him through. I'll do the same with this guy. Pop him through. Now the pink ones I have a little bit more left, but I guess that won't fit no problem inside. And then this guy, do I try to squeeze him in? I guess I do. Okay, and so essentially, that is my final bubble, and what we have here is the final shape. And so it's not too bad. Lots of 5s and 3s, trying to hide, and in a sense, because you've got two colors, some of these double bubbles are easier to spot, if you can see in there. But if it's well made, you know, they should all look like either 5s or 3s. And so what you'll notice, it's not too bad. 5s and 3s, perhaps it's a little bit nicer when you see it in this shape, but perhaps with a more practice, this might be a little bit more spherical. It's got a kind of a squareness to it a little bit, because I guess it's not quite as even as it should be. And so these corner pieces where you see just a 3 are a little different than the ones that have 3 but a double bubble in them. So this one's a 3 with a double bubble. So anything with a square has kind of, anyway, it's not too bad. So anyway, cheers. Hope that was useful. I think probably I might be the only person who can look at this and understand what was going on, but it will help me in 3 months. Cheers.